Thank you. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tammi, roll.
Councilwoman Barrett.
Here.
Councilwoman Painter.
Here.
Councilman Thomas.
Here.
Councilman Oglesby is absent. Mayor Nevin.
Here.
And Councilman Zolman.
Here.
Councilman Oglesby's helping his dad move down in Florida. So, more important things in life sometimes. All right, minute approvals from November 9th.
So moved.
Second.
There we go. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Tammi, when you're ready, town manager's report.
Our annual Christmas tree lighting celebration and Hampstead Farmers Market Christmas Market were a huge success as always. Thanks to our Public Works Department for our beautiful Christmas lights and decorations, our Police Department for keeping everyone safe during the evening, and to Christina Swisher for coordinating the event. Thank you to the Cub Scouts, the Crossroads Kids Vocal Group, and Players on Air Incorporated for providing the music. Thank you to the Hampstead Fire Department and the mayor for transporting Santa to the War Memorial Park, and thanks to the Hampstead Merchants Association for helping with Santa's visits. Santa will return to the Santa House at the War Memorial Park on Main Street this weekend, Friday, December 17th, and Saturday, December 18th from 6 to 8. The town's presenting the Candy Cane Lane on Main contest again, and many Main Street businesses and residents have already decorated for the Christmas holiday. The deadline to decorate has been extended to December 20th to allow more people to join the celebration. Once all participating properties have been photographed, the photos will be posted on the town's Facebook page. We will be asking for the community's assistance in finding the best decorated homes and businesses. There will be first and second prize winners in both residential and business categories. Winners will be announced at 10 a.m. on December 30th. If you're interested in participating, please give us a call at Town Hall for your very own Candy Cane Lane sign. And please watch our Facebook page so you can help select the winners. Our commercial and residential projects are still moving forward. We are currently working on several different site plans and business prospects. The new Dollar General should be operational by the middle of January. The fire department will be coming before the Planning and Zoning Commission on December 22nd to request final approval of the site plan for the new fire station and events building. The fire department and Ridge Engineering should both be breaking ground in early spring. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but new businesses are coming to town. C&R Pub opened their second location in Robertsfield Shopping Center, where they held a soft opening this weekend because their original location's in Towson. Small Town Boutique will be opening soon at 1216 Main Street. And after the building at 1222 North Main Street was renovated, Linens and Lace chose to consolidate into one commercial space and open the Green Leaf Bar, where they sell juices. I guess that's how you would say it, juice drinks. I attended the first stakeholders meeting of Hampstead Day 2022. So Mayor Nevin, Chief Snyder, and Jim Work were also in attendance. Meetings are planned monthly until the event in May. Cheryl's working on the calendar year closeout preparation for our finance department, and unused leave balances have been provided to the department heads. Town office will be closed on December 24th and 31st for the holidays. The last yard waste pickup is next Monday, December 20th. Please utilize this service to dispose of your leaves and do not rake or blow your leaves into the street. Christmas pickup for Christmas trees is provided the first 2 Mondays in the new year, which is January 3rd and 10th. That's it.
Questions?
Yes. Was it in the plan for Dollar Tree to remove the brand-new sidewalk and curb?
Yes, it's Dollar General, and yes, because it was a drive-up curb, so now they have to make it a real sidewalk, because that won't be the entrance into the parking lot. If you remember, it was similar to what's in front of Beaumart, so they need to make it into a real sidewalk.
Okay.
So it'll be back in better condition, or just as good a condition given it was new.
Thank you.
All right, oversights, Diane?
The Hampstead Farmers Market Christmas Market was held on November 19th and 20th, and as Tammi said, it was a huge success. I was very impressed with the Friday night turnout at both the market and the tree lighting celebration. It was great to see so many community members coming together and all the conversations taking place between the vendors and the customers. Saturday's attendance was a little bit lighter, but still steady throughout the day. At least one vendor sold out of everything by early Saturday morning, and all vendors were quite pleased with the turnout as well. The market advisory team will be meeting in early January as we already start looking ahead to the 2022 season. And we would once again like to thank the community sponsors, volunteers, and town employees for all the support in 2021, that's hard to say, along with Chesapeake Real Estate Group and the county for hosting. Happy holidays to all.
Thank you. Wayne?
The Hampstead Train Station Committee was happy to be the sponsor of the Hampstead Christmas Farmers Market. After making it, I'll be making a donation to the church, and after that, we will have almost broken even, like we do every year.
Very good.
The train station is closed for the winter. We do have some projects coming up inside that we'll be working on. The Tree Commission planted trees on November 20th, planted 3 trees. Had a good turnout from the team and from Mr. Rourke. It was a fun-filled hour. We'll be doing we're doing the planning for the spring planting for next year already. So, looking forward to that. That's all I have.
Okay, Deb?
The Hampstead Planning and Zoning Commission met on Wednesday, November 17th. They approved a sign for the new business that Tammi was talking about, Small Town Boutique at 1216 North Main Street, and approved the final plan of the Ridge Engineering expansion.
Finally,
Yes.
getting there. Last but not least, the water report.
All right. So for November and December, the water usage was 330,000 gallons per day. Rainfall for November was 1.33 inches, and for December was 0.10 inches. And that's all I have.
For now, all right. So quickly over to Chief Snyder. Moving right along.
Good evening, everybody. During the month of November, we investigated 4 reportable traffic accidents, 7 minor property damage only, and 3 of the crashes took place at the 4 speed signs were placed at 14 locations for a total of 79 days of display. With reference to traffic enforcement, 33 selective enforcements were conducted over an 11.5-hour period. No citations, 14 warnings were issued. Overall traffic enforcement included 47 citations and 95 warnings. We conducted 231 property checks of businesses and schools. With reference to serious crimes, 6 DUIs, 3 assaults were investigated. At the conclusion of that, 2 adults were charged with assaults of the 2nd degree, and 6 adults were charged with DUI. 1 adult was taken into custody for driving on a suspended license. There was a juvenile arrest for possession of drug paraphernalia and 1 juvenile arrest for NDOP vandalism. Training consisted of 144 hours, various topics including radar and LiDAR training, annual firearm certification, taser certification, field training officer refresher course, a course that involved technology threats to trends against law enforcement. Our in-service training included legislative updates for next year, domestic violence issues, criminal citations, and use of force review. And Ms. Geiger, our administrative assistant, she attended a grant writing course. Community events included a Cub Scout meeting with the Cub Scouts over at Spring Garden Elementary. They're always fun. We attended Pipe to Sides, Shop with a Cop benefit. We also participated in the monthly Fields HOA meeting. And as Tammi mentioned, we were out there during the tree lighting ceremony. December 4th, we had our annual Shop with a Cop event. Like so many things, it was kind of changed a little bit, a little different than what we've done traditionally. Officer Shiflett and our administrative assistant, Sam Geiger, they took the lead on this, and I think they did a really nice job. There's a whole host of people, so many people helped make this thing work. Many more than I really have time to go through tonight. I mean, it all starts here with the mayor and the council and the support we get from you guys. The entire business community provides so much support throughout the year, not just in the month of, November leading up into December. Walmart is a great partner. We really couldn't do it without them. They provide so much support. There are more people than I have time to mention, just regular average people that come in the door all the time and say, hey, can I drop off a check? All of it helps to make it happen. We were able to, with the help of the good folks from Snickerdoodles, Michelle and Jack put together a fantastic breakfast we had. 4 families were able to help out this year. They set it up this year so that we actually had a special surprise from Santa Claus. Santa was incredible this year. And we had an opportunity to sit down where it was a little different. We had breakfast with these folks, including Santa, and just some of the conversations, they were, shouldn't get paid for what I had an opportunity to do on Saturday. It was just so much fun. The little kids and the interaction with Santa was so different. The questions that came out, the things I learned about everything from the smells in the sleigh to what kind of car that Santa actually drives, or how long it takes to grow his beard. It was a great event. I can't say enough about it, and everybody that helped make it happen, we appreciate it. It's a good thing. That's all I have.
Some good stuff. I'm glad it makes you smile.
It was
There's less and less of that, it
it was
seems.
a lot of fun.
How are we doing on, just give a quick update on recruiting new guys and ladies.
Recruiting, we're working through everything from the interview process. Part of the process is, it all starts with people applying. To be perfectly frank to everyone here, we are not getting anywhere near the applications that we ever got before. And it's not just here in Hampstead. It's every police manager, chief, everybody I talked to, even people from where I came into Pennsylvania, we're all in the same boat. The last couple of years have been difficult, to say the least, to get young people to say, hey, I really want to get involved in this. To put it in perspective, we would typically get here in Hampstead about 100 applications for every opening that we would have. If I can get 25 to 30, I'm really happy. People just don't want to apply. And it's still a great profession. Yeah, there's a lot of challenges out there. It certainly hasn't been difficult, or it hasn't been easy, but it's still a great profession. So to answer your question, it starts with the interview process. The way we do our interview process here, it's not just police officers involved. Town staff, I'm going to point him out. Kevin is one of our probably premier interviewers, is involved in the process. From there, they move into the background phase where we go through everything from where you lived, who you worked for. It takes a lot of legwork to make that happen. We're required by state regulations to make sure that we have everybody psychologically examined, to make sure they're fit to do the job. They have to pass a polygraph, and they also have to pass a medical physical, to make sure that they're physically able to perform the job. We have some candidates that are previously certified police officers. It's a little different process that we follow with them. But for anybody that we have to certify, and you guys have seen me introduce new police officers, we talked about the police academy before, they're required to attend a police academy that starts out with fitness test to get in, and then there's a series of tests that they have to be able to perform. And at any point in time, the difficult part is, at any point in time, they can lose, their eligibility in the academy, and the process has to start all over again. So, the frustrating thing is it takes a lot of time to get somebody from the selection to the point where they're out there in the car and they're answering calls for service. But in the same token, and the mayor and I have had this discussion, multiple times, you have to make that long-term commitment. Some of the issues that have created the current environment and challenges that are out there for police have to do with the fact that agencies haven't always put the time and effort in there. And I wish it was a lot easier than it is, because there's different times when, at the end of the day, I'm like, it's been a long day. But it's the nature of the beast. So it's a long process. We're working our way through it. There's only so much you can do to speed it up, but it's something that's constantly happening.
We've got potentially one going in January still.
Yes. But with that being said, you can always have a surprise that comes up. We have a candidate that's successfully, as far as I'm concerned, gotten through all the background part. What he needs to be able to do is to pass the physical fitness test. And part, you know, I don't want to take any more time than I already have, because I have that tendency sometimes to talk a little bit too much. Don't let me.
Not saying anything.
Well, one of the things that becomes frustrating is, you know, we set everything all up. There's a series of fitness standards, and then this was last week in November, we were suddenly notified by the state that they changed the fitness standard that our guy was preparing for the next academy class. So I think he'll be okay, but that just adds to the, you know, to the frustration sometimes. You never know what's going to come down the pipe.
Thanks. I thought it'd be a good idea for you guys to hear what's going on.
Very interesting.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. My report, everybody already touched on the town Christmas tree lighting and the decoration lighting, you know, a hallmark in Hampstead moment, and it was great to see everything pretty much back to normal, except for the Spring Garden band not being there because the fifth graders are still learning their notes since they missed fourth grade last year. So hopefully we'll have them back next year. You know, it's always great to come down on fire truck with Santa and see people standing 20 deep along Main Street. So, you know, a well done to everybody here who helped make that event such a success. And it's obviously well received and well regarded by everybody in town and outside of town. Tammi mentioned the first Hampstead Day meeting. Looks like we're moving off of Memorial Day weekend to the weekend before, the 19th of May. So part of the reason for that is because it takes a lot of effort and coordination by everybody in town staff, and quite frankly, we'd like to give them Memorial Day weekend off, and the weekend before might work better as it relates to that, and possibly help even attendance more if more people are around because it's not Memorial Day weekend. We have a Carroll County chapter of the Maryland Municipal League meeting on Thursday. It's our turn to host, so we'll be at J&P. So all of our fellow municipal officials will be joining us, and we'll be going over the MML's legislative priorities with the legislative session beginning in mid-January. And then I was on a PFAS call, which you'll catch later here in the agenda, not too distant future, with an attorney, with Town Manager Tammi Ledley and our attorney Michelle Ostrander, about signing on to a potential recovery related to the contamination of our groundwater supply related to PFAS. So we'll go over that in a minute. So things are always busy. So I don't think that's it for my report. Under new business, we're adding on the personnel policy, we had Veterans Day off this year for the town employees for the first time after some negotiation. And then Juneteenth has also been added by the federal government as a federal holiday. Don't want to get into politics, but it's a federal holiday and all our employees have off on federal holidays. So we're adding Veterans Day formally and Juneteenth to the holiday schedule in Section 4 of our personnel policy. And I think that takes it's an amendment to the personnel policy. Typically, we have the council buy off on that.
I move to approve the 2 additional holidays.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We're also doing an addition to the policy related to a parental leave policy. It's not quite ready for prime time yet, but basically our employees will get 6 weeks of, which will align us with the state. They'll get 6 weeks of parental leave. The state, I don't think, pays for that. You have to use vacation or sick time or other leave time that you've accrued. We're gonna, in order to sort of, Chief and I and Tammi have talked about this, but to continue to attract employees, and we do have people who are having children, and we're gonna have a policy where based on your time here, you can get up to 5 weeks of paid leave based on your seniority, 1 week for each year, up to 5. And then, you know, if you want the 6th week, you can either take it through vacation, you're sick, or you can take it unpaid. So, but that requires lots of legal language, so that's in the process of review, and so it'll be on the agenda next month. Approval of an engineering contract for HDR Engineering. There's no real contract yet, just to let you know. There are corrective actions that we're taking to improve the efficiency of our water system, and we've talked to, you guys know Larry Hens very well, and, you know, he's helped us over the years. I mean, the water system that is today is because of the contributions that he's made over the years, but to hire his company to review what the engineers of various other companies are telling us need to happen, particularly as it relates to new development. As I think we've heard it described, you know, we have some level 10 problems, and we got to make sure that we get to level 10 advice. So when we get that information back, I think it'll be one of these things where they're reviewing the work of others and do not exceed cost, but we'll bring that back in January too. But that's the plan there. Next is approval rezoning petition for Chesapeake Real Estate Group LLC, and I'm hearing that may actually close tomorrow, and Chesapeake Real Estate Group may not be the buyer. Blue Ocean is going to be the buyer. Apparently, they bought the contract from Chesapeake Real Estate Group. I know of Blue Ocean. I know less of Blue Ocean, but compared to Chesapeake Real Estate, but we've talked about and had discussions with the rezoning. The county is apparently on board. It's subject to the sale settling. You've seen the red striped area, which would be business general, and the rest of it is historical with all the different uses that we've had. The county wanted us to delay the rezoning until the sale became imminent. So here we are.
A question. The applicant on this has changed, correct?
It would appear.
Does that affect the petition?
That was my question, I
That's
just found out.
That's an answer that I do not know. We have a representative from Blue Ocean here, Sandy Marenberg.
You could
Any comment on that?
come forward.
Hi, everyone.
Could you two walk forward so the microphones can pick you up and just state your name?
Come on,
Where you
Sandy,
from?
come on over here and
Thank
use
you,
that.
sir.
Is that mic still on, Chief?
Oh, yeah, use that one.
Hi, I'm Sandy Marenberg with Blue Ocean. I am the Director of Development, and I look forward to working with you all, because I probably will be the one who you deal with the most. In terms of change the applicant, I've been reviewing documents for the last 4 or 5 days. I don't know by memory what name the rezoning's in, because there is a Panther LLC that a lot of this is in, and we're actually acquiring Panther LLC.
Oh, okay.
So
Tangled web we weave.
it's an assignment of the contract. Just, you know, I'm not an attorney, but for those of you who appreciate those fine points, we're taking assignment of the contract to close. Again, it should close tomorrow. Not everything happens the way it's supposed to, but as of right now, that's the schedule. Just to share with you, if I have a moment,
Sure.
Blue Ocean is a local, in terms of the Baltimore area, enterprise, but we have projects and entities in many states. But our offices are in Reisterstown. And related to this project, we purchased several years ago an Olympic and Paralympic training center located near Geneva, Ohio. Small town.
Just outside Cleveland.
Well,
Between Cleveland and Ashtabula, if my math.
well, it's actually in Ashtabula.
Okay.
Okay, so you swam in the lake.
No. I know somebody who's from Ashtabula.
Okay, now, we deal with the government of Ashtabula. But the township, the town itself is Geneva on the lake, and that's on Lake Erie. Besides being cold, it's community like this. And we've taken the Spire Institute, which was the training academy, and what we're doing is we're reviving it because it wasn't working. And we've been doing this for about 3 years, and we've turned the corner and we've expanded it. We're actually building housing on the campus. We're putting a Marriott hotel. We just broke ground 2 months ago on the Marriott for the parents who come to see how their kids are doing, and a Starbucks coffee for those of us who need that. And we've expanded the staff, and without boring you with details, this is one of the avenues we're very good at, which is athletic training. And I can't give you specific plans for the high school other than to say, as you've probably seen in the drawings, our first phase is to expand the fields. And part of that obviously is to also deal with the stormwater management system. So that's where we'll be focusing first. And we're going to make this, like we're doing with Spire, something that everyone can be proud of and everyone will want to take credit for. I left my phone number on the sign-in sheet. Before I leave, I'll also put my email address. I'm available. And we know what we're doing. We're not new at this. Ethan Sunderland will actually do the operations person. He's the person who runs leagues and coaches and does all those.
So he's coming over from Chesapeake.
Yeah, I guess that would be one way of saying it, yes. We've known Ethan before Chesapeake. He was involved and has advised us in some other activities.
Was that when you were at Aviation Station?
Very good, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
His homework.
Okay, I should never be surprised by what a person knows.
I do commercial real estate lending for a living.
Okay, well.
So, and I financed for everybody's benefit, I financed your self-storage project that was right next to Aviation Station.
Right, okay.
And I've talked to Jonathan and Evan about when you were looking for financing of aviation, about whether we would do that. We didn't. And you've since paid us off of that self-storage project, so I don't have any conflict as directly relates to your company at this point.
It's a small world. But we are good at what we do, and I hope you would agree. We were gonna put about 250,000 square feet of indoor athletic space in the aviation station, but that was prior to the pandemic, and the pandemic really ruined the indoor athletic activities for kids, at least for a while. So this is where we are, and I look forward to working with you. And as the father of a police officer in North Carolina, I know the pain you're going through. My son has a canine, and every town in certain part of North Carolina keeps offering him more money to bring he and his dog to that town, because there's a shortage of good officers.
Like to visit Harry.
I heard you.
You'd come closer to mom and dad, right?
He's actually very happy in North Carolina. Fits his personality to the T. But I'll take any questions you may have, but I hopefully have introduced Blue Ocean, myself, and we will become an active business within the town and within Carroll County, and we will do our part as an active business to partake in community activities. I mean, that's our MO, just so we all understand.
I don't doubt your sincerity. However, we have to find a way to, we've got one document that's signed by the applicant, which clearly isn't you, and we have the petition, the petitioner in this case is Chesapeake Real Estate Group. I don't know if we can change this on the fly now, if he has the authority to sign for them, or if we have to
And you will purchase the whole property, so Chesapeake Realty Group will not be involved.
We are being assigned their contract of purchase.
Yes.
Because I just talked to Matt 2 hours ago, and as an update, saying you would be here, but saying that they didn't have any immediate plans for the business general part, which led me to believe they would still own the property, but that's not the case.
I can't answer that question.
So, I mean, the rezoning petition, just kind of, you know, on what Wayne is saying, the rezoning petition isn't necessarily a part of the contract, so is that
Runs with the
part of the
property.
assignment?
Runs with the property.
It does, okay.
So this is, if it was the county commissioners asking for it,
The last sentence of the first paragraph says the owner must authorize the applicant to make the petition if the county's authorized Chesapeake Realty to do it. I think it's fine, in my opinion.
The county's, I mean, based on,
well, they've authorized Chesapeake, but Chesapeake isn't the applicant or the petitioner. They don't have a dog in this hunt.
Right.
If it
That's
said,
the problem I
if
got.
it said Panther LLC, you know, if you're buying Panther LLC, yeah, I could kind of see that, but I don't know. The legalese, I don't know, I'm not 100% certain on that.
Do you have to,
well, I'm looking at what the county signs off on. Alls they do is refer to the property on everything they sign off on.
I understand that.
Okay.
I'm just worried, I don't want to prove something tonight and have it come back and bite me that it wasn't a petitioner and your zoning approval is incorrect.
Could we
So,
approve it in contingent
well,
on?
I don't know if he has the authority to sign for,
you have to,
The group
you have
that's
to be
buying.
approved by the owner, but.
if he has the authority, if you have the authority to sign and for the applicant, because you're now the applicant, is here, you know, I don't have a problem with you putting the name of your company on here, your address and phone number, and then signing for the applicant.
I think that makes sense.
That work?
Sure.
You probably want to pass it by Michelle afterwards, just to make sure, but
Right.
that's what I think would be the prudent thing to do.
My apologies. I didn't realize it was moving this way,
It
so,
should be done right.
Matt didn't
They
give you a heads
absolutely
up.
do.
If Matt had given you a heads up, you could have talked to Michelle this afternoon.
we could have talked to the county and changed things. So do we have an original? All of it's a copy,
Oh, that's copies.
So
but,
I think,
Mine has a nice blue signature. I don't care because he's going to sign this. It doesn't have to be original. He's going to strike out
right.
and he's going to fill in and re-sign.
and he's authorized to do that.
He
Are you-
says he's authorized to
I'm
do
the
that.
owner. Okay.
That agreeable with you, sir?
Yes.
And that way we don't have to hold it up. Can I steal yours and he can just I can give this one. And then we can verify that this was the right process. But if you just want to sign under.
You okay
did
with
say-
that, Mr. Rourke?
The only question I have is, the petition was already applied for in July by Mr. Laraway and Chesapeake Real Estate Group. And as Councilman Zollman pointed out, if the applicant is not the property owner, the owner must authorize the applicant to make the petition. County Commissioners did authorize the applicant to make the petition.
Yes.
So they have applied, they have gone through the entire process, regardless of whether they are going to own the property or not.
I agree.
They were given the right by the property owners to make the rezoning petition. So, which
I see the
says
point you're making.
that the property owners were on board with doing the rezoning. So I don't think that there's any reason that we need to change it to Blue Ocean.
I agree.
Because they were the contract purchaser. They were
It
given
has
permission
nothing
to
to
ask,
do-
no, but I mean, they were given permission
Correct.
to ask for the rezoning.
The
Even if I
contract
were-
doesn't have anything to do
If I
with
wasn't
the
gonna buy it, but I got
ultimate owner of the
approval
property.
from
is.
the owner,
Are you
I could
gonna
still petition.
Rezone it based on who the property owner
Right.
is?
It doesn't
No.
matter who the owner
Right,
is, yeah,
that's
it's
what I
just.
mean.
I think Jim makes a point.
Yeah.
Jim does make a point.
You said it better than I did. Thank you.
Rezoning is not
I'm
dependent
thinking
on
it
the
through.
owner.
It's really an approval for a rezoning petition for 1400 Panther Drive in Hampstead, Maryland.
Okay.
As noted on the rezoning petition with the property address and the other descriptive language of the property related to the property tax map, the lot, acreage, and the current zoning versus the new requested zoning. How's that for a motion?
Okay.
Is there a motion for that?
Yep.
Is that a first? And there's a second?
Yes, second.
Any further discussion?
None.
All those in favor?
Roll call.
Aye.
Okay, since it is rezoning.
It is rezoning.
Roll call, Tammy.
I'm sorry, I missed who did what.
So do you
First.
do you need the mayor to repeat the motion?
No, I didn't know who.
First, second,
Okay, thank you.
down the line.
Councilwoman Barrett,
Yes.
Councilman Thomas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Painter,
Yes.
and Councilman Zolman.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, thank
Roundabout
you.
way, we got there. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the explanation.
I'll add my,
Tammy, you got a business card, right?
I
Andy?
do, I can go back and, do you have one?
You're gonna, you're hanging out with us for a little bit?
Yeah.
We'll be quick.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Sandy.
Maybe.
All right. Ordinances and resolutions, we have an introduction and approval, Resolution 2021-04, which is a resolution for the purpose of repealing the outside the municipal limits water charge for properties on Taylor and Summit Streets. I know this was done many moons ago, and we've had several conversations related to it, and very few properties came in. And quite frankly, it's an undue burden on those properties that did come in to handle that cost, and it should be handled by all the water users in Hampstead.
I make a motion to introduce and adopt Resolution 2021-04.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Second by Deb. Any discussion on this?
No, sir.
We've talked about it for a while. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Merry Christmas. So then, lastly is an introduction and adoption of Resolution 2021-05, which is the resolution to authorize retention of Napoli and Skolnick PLLC for investigation of potential real property and groundwater supply contamination by PFCs, otherwise known as PFAS and PFAS, which, you know, I talked to you about the meeting that Tammi and Michelle and I had with the attorney. This group of attorneys represent lots of municipalities throughout the country that are in the same situation. They had other success with other class action suits related to this. I think that's the right word to use. And I do believe was there something in there other than just the resolution? Yeah, which basically explains what's going on here. And their letter, which Michelle reviewed and thought very succinct and straightforward. Basically, no cost to us, and if there's a recovery down the line, we benefit with a 25% fee plus cost going to the attorneys, which in my history is a reasonable fee for an attorney to charge.
And the suit is against the manufacturer of the chemicals, not users like the fire department and other users of the chemical. It's against the manufacturer of the chemical.
Mr. Waterman?
All right. Motion to introduce and adopt Resolution 2021-05.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Public comments? We're good now, right?
You were good, and thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
I have one more thing. After a short recess, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session to discuss a possible real estate purchase. Promise you it'll be about 10 minutes, maybe less.
Okay?
Can we do
And-
that if I didn't advertise the?
This is a discussion on a possible real estate purchase, closed session. It doesn't have to be any advertising.
Well, we don't advertise, we normally just put it on Facebook or give a brief.
Normally, we provide some notice when we're going into
Right.
closed session.
When we get around to purchasing it or discussing purchasing it, yes, there'll be plenty of notice.
So that would be section 10-508A to discuss
Yeah.
a real estate purchase, and we'll find out what it is. Any other public comments? And so we're going to invite Town Manager Ledley into this. Anybody else?
Yeah, Mr. Rourke.
Okay, because he's our Assistant Zoning Administrator.
Zoning.
All right. No other public comments? I'll take a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good, thanks. Anyone opposed? That was a no. All right. All right, thank you all. Thanks for being here. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. I hope everybody takes some time to enjoy family and friends and, do what brings them pleasure during the next couple of weeks, and you get some time to maybe just unwind a little bit before things crank up in 2022.
Was that a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn. No, we don't have a motion to adjourn. We have a motion to go in closed session, then we'll
Then
come
we'll-
out of closed
how about
session,
you
then we'll
close this
technically
one?
adjourn. So,
Okay.
Recess.
thank you. And Carroll Media, thank you.